I don't know. I don't trust Bethesda very much right now. Bethesda has done kind of a bad job lately. It's gonna be hard to trust them again, for me at least. Like, I love Skyrim, but then they proceeded to basically only release Skyrim on new consoles, and that's like all they've done for so long. Like, it's like I don't even know if they know how to make good new games anymore. Oh, get out of the lava. Oh my god, that lava hurts.
Come on, you flying bastard. Ares, blood and death together hand in hand.
Oh, bull. Dude, this lava hurts so bad. Oh my god.
Holy? Now.
Cyberpunk looks like a dud? I don't think so. I think Cyberpunk's gonna be a very, very good game for what it is. I think it's going to be a really, really strong RPG game that allows you to do a bunch of crazy stuff, and it's probably going to have super pretty graphics and just, like, a stupid amount of variety. That being said, I'm also, like, I don't even know if I'm going to play it, and I am definitely not one of those people that, like, there are definitely some people that seem to have an almost unhealthy level of expectation and hype or whatever for it. Like, I'm just like, oh, it looks like it'll be fun. Like, I hope it's good. That's it. That's all I got.
Bye, Asphodel.
You want a Shadow Warrior game? Like, what? What do you mean a Shadow Warrior game? Hopefully, I didn't get that Chaos buff for nothing. Ah, Hermes. Damn it, Hermes. I want to see Chaos, but I guess I'll go Hermes. Oh, like Nagra's Shadow Warriors. I mean, that would be pretty cool. I don't know who would make it. It's kind of a niche idea. You can play a Shadow in Return of Reckoning. You can do that.
Good night. Come on out.
God, I hate the chariots.
There we go.
Nice.
Your mother got from there just fine. Don't worry, cuz. She had me looking after her and such. Seemed real nice. Told me to tell you hi.
Hermes is so chill in this game. I love it.
The haste of Hermes. Yeah, might as well.
We have an intruder.
Oh, geez, this is not going well. I need to get some kind of cast.
Enough.
That's that.
I could see a Chaos Warrior game being really fun.
Let's go, Coronacht.
Festive Fog plus both Demeter and Zeus's duo, so it was Frost. Oh, dude, that's awesome. That sounds like a really, really fun build. You're just like, I have all the buffs. Yeah, I don't know what it's going to take for us to get an open world Warhammer game. I would really like to see it, but the hard part is to get a developer that's willing to work with Games Workshop. I imagine there's a couple of, like, small things that make those RPG companies a little hesitant to work with GW, or maybe the other way around. Though GW is kind of notorious for being pretty carefree with their gaming license. I mean, you consider the amount of, like, love and effort that, the Total War guys put into the game. And, like, they don't have GW hovering over their shoulder too much, but, you know, they still do. Let's go with Ares. I wouldn't mind getting, like, Doom on my special.
You have returned to my chamber. I trust you are familiar now with what this means.
It means I've challenged you to a battle of strength and glory, because apparently that's all there is to do for fun around here for those such as yourself.
That... Yes. Essentially, that is correct. Prepare.
I love Asterius. I really wish Asterius was one of the bosses you could get a summon from. Oh, what? He went around it. You smart son of a bitch. How dare you? Oh my god, he just hit me like 4 times. Oh, that was... Dude, I would love to be friends with Asterius. He's like one of the best characters in the game. And even though there are a lot of good characters. Plus, I mean, come on. The Minotaur is like one of the most amazing and like interesting monsters from all of history.
Well done. I yield.
Got him that time. In the name of Hades.
I swear this game knows what I want, like which items I want, because then it purposefully like doesn't give them to me. Man, I love when I just get hit by like random shit. It makes me so happy. I am definitely not feeling this run. I'll be amazed if we get out of this in one piece.
I'm out.
The tricky thing is I need like a pretty good cast. Like Artemis's cast would be good. Aphrodite's cast would be good. Ares and Demeter's both suck because they like turn into spells once they get far enough away from you, which is the problem. Wait, there's a spellcaster. There he is.
In the name of Hades.
Attack faster. Sure, I'll take that. Hey, Joel, have a good night, my dude. Hope you feel better, man.
To thank me, mate.
Oh, this isn't before the boss room? Huh.
Don't spend it all in one place, mate.
Oh my god, look how terrible these are.
Felt something.
No, my Morthy is not arrived. I don't think my Morthy's even shipped yet, dude. Like, I think I'm gonna make like a Twitter rant about it, like kind of calling out Games Workshop a little bit. They used to be really good about if you ordered online, they would ship it so it would arrive to your house by like on the release day or like right around that time. They haven't even shipped my copy yet, dude. Like, and it wasn't even like I don't know, like maybe this is kind of elitist or shitty thinking, but you know, in my mind, if you buy like a collector's copy, like if you spend $80 on a ship or on an item instead of like, you know, 40 or whatever it is to buy the regular book, you'd figure you could like, you know, have a good chance to get the item on time, or at least be able to choose shipping. Like my only option was standard shipping. And they're just like, oh yeah, like they haven't even, like, yeah, they haven't even sent it. Like, there's no, like, having stuff shipped to your house is you're basically just asking to, like, get your shit pushed in by GW. Like, they don't give a fuck. Yeah, I mean, I realize that too, but, like, I don't know. I get irritated with GW because GW is doing better this year than they ever have in their history, but it feels like they're just getting lazier as a company. Like, I wouldn't be as upset if it was like, oh no, we've shipped your item, here's your FedEx code, and like, sorry dude, FedEx is being lazy. But they haven't even shipped it. Like, it doesn't have a tracking number, nothing. Like, there's literally nothing. Like, I wasn't even sure I had actually bought it. I was like, did I screw up, like, the payment? Did I mess up? And I had to go in and, like, look. Because I was like, maybe I screwed up somehow. Like, maybe I didn't actually buy it. It's like, oh, wait, nope, nope, I definitely did. I don't know. It's just frustrating. Because the thing is for me, I guess, is that, like, I know if I buy it at my Games Workshop store, like, if I buy it at the Citadel, guaranteed will be there day of. Guaranteed. But if you order it to come to your house, well, nah, you're SOL then, Padre.
Not yet.
Nope. I don't, I think for models, they make everything, they make all their models, I think they make everything in England, and then they ship them out in, like, big containers. But I'm not sure. I'm not exactly sure what their production process looks like. I know for models, they only make them, in the UK. I don't know about their books, though.
Wasn't me.
Greetings, fellow bringer of death and so on.
Damn it. Well, that's the thing, is, like, GW, their whole thing is being inefficient. I'm kind of thinking, I don't know, maybe when I get off the stream tonight, I need to double check if it's possible for me to cancel my order and maybe pick it up from the store instead. Because I'll happily cancel my order and go pick it up in person tomorrow. Like, that's fine.
Coming through.
See you.
Oh, I ran out of... God, I hate the aura on his ground pound. Like, it is so difficult to tell what the range on it is.
To admit defeat as yet.
I don't want to do that though. Like I don't want to lose money. If I went to buy one from the store and then, like, tried to sell the one I had, like, I'm just objectively gonna lose money on that. I'm not gonna sell it for retail value. I mean, maybe my store would let me return it. My store is usually pretty chill, so maybe I'll ask them if I can. Maybe I'll just call them tomorrow and ask. I'll ask if I can, like, buy a copy in person, and if they won't let me do that, if they will let me do that, then I'll just buy one in person. Because I don't want to wait like an entire week. Hey, pal.
What a loudmouth.
Got them again.
Oh yeah, Kira, I'm the exact same. The reason The only reason that I run extreme measures on at all times is because I think Theseus and Asterius are way easier.
Worth it.
I don't think I want to leave the palm on. I think we'll go for an extra Death Defiance. That's fine. At least we've got heroics now.
So close.
The king is dead. Like, I will say, GW usually has a really... They're very customer friendly. Like, they're super customer friendly. Because they know their prices are, like, so outrageous that if they were also shitty... It's kind of like movie theaters. When I worked at AMC, which is the American Movie Cinema Company, I think, if memory serves, their whole thing when you worked for them was that you had to have, like, god-tier customer service. And it's because they know for a fact that their prices are, like, beyond outrageous. And if they also had bad customer service on top of it, people wouldn't go there. And that, like, they fully admit that when you work for them. They're like, yeah, we know that our prices are dumb, but, like, people will pay it as long as we, like, make sure, like, they receive, like, the best experience possible. So you need to be okay with the fact that they treat you less than human, was the part I forgot to add on to that. That was the fun implied part. Because you were basically a retail worker. Cannot tell you the amount of times I got yelled at by random strangers in that job. Stretch and high date? Are those redeems? Yes, I have added a redeem program, and I still need to add some more options onto it, but... because we don't really have any super cool ones yet. And if you have any ideas for redeems, I'm open to hear them. That being said, like I was saying, GW actually has like a super nice customer service system. And generally, they'll bend over backwards for you. As long as you're not just being like an asshole. So, I think if I call my local store tomorrow and ask them if I can pick up a copy, I just don't know if they'll have a collector's edition, because I want the collector's edition. Give you a Dawi fact. Oh, what's a good Dawi fact for today? What is a good Dawi fact? I just flat out missed there. Let me think for a minute. I would say a good one off the top of my head. It'll come to me. Just give me a minute.
Right there.
Sorry, it's easier to think when I'm not fighting rats. Oh, I think kind of a fun one is that did you know that in the Empire, a lot of the way that Empire culture developed was because basically the dwarves treated the Empire, or the humans of the Empire, kind of like younger siblings almost, and they essentially taught them to do everything they could, like they kind of spoiled them. Like, and a lot of the Empire's culture, their language, a lot of the specific words they use for things, and a lot of their like greatest feats of like construction, engineering, or stuff are just because either the dwarves did it for them or the dwarves couldn't help but get involved. Something I find kind of funny is that the Empire, there are virtually zero. There are a couple, but there are very, very, very few men in the Empire who actually have any understanding on how to construct proper sewage systems for any of the cities, because they keep relying on the dwarves to do it for them. Either the dwarves would usually do it for them as like a gift after some great battle, or they would do it, you know, being paid for or something. But every single sewage system in the Empire was built by dwarves.
Cheers, mate.
Which means if something bad happens to the dwarves, and something bad happens in the sewers, like, mechanically wise, it can be kind of a problem.
Hello, Coy.
That's also why there are such issues for humans when it comes to defending their sewers. For a lot of the Empire, especially the large cities like Altdorf, they have a really hard time protecting their sewers from Skaven because they were constructed by dwarves. The dwarves tend to have really, really subtle ways of like mapping out all of their systems, like a sewer system. And because of that, a lot of the methods they use to like, oh, this will be super obvious for people to be able to tell where they're at. Like, no one could possibly miss these signs and be able to know where they are. Well, they did that. The dwarves designed it so that that was the case for dwarven standards. So there's a big issue when humans have to deal with Skaven, for instance, because they get really easily lost in the sewers. Because it was the dwarves who figured out how, or it was the dwarves who mapped out the sewers for them. And we're like, oh, okay, we'll design it so it's easy for you guys, right? Well, for the humans, it's not so easy. What happens when you tap Cure? So, you see all this nasty-ass goo that the little mini-boss here is shooting out everywhere? If I stand in that for like more than half a second, then it'll poison me. And poison means I take damage really, really fast over time. And the only way to get rid of it is by curing.
Ugh, those things.
So the only way to cure it is to use these things. But rats can poison you, and so can the satyrs.
In the name of Hades.
Alright, Phil, have a good night, my dude. Oh, Dionysus actually has a pretty good cast. Cool, now we shoot Party Fog. I love Party Fog. Ooh, fish.
I got one.
I always catch scuffers. Every damn time. Every damn time in this place. There we go. Could you give me a Death Defiance back?
What's on offer?
Suck.
Who else?
That's funny, Dragonheart. I've caught every fish, which I'm really happy about, because like I want to complete the codex, and the only fish that I have yet to catch enough of to get their full entry, I need